snaps I had about it. You like that? You like that? All right, man, let's hop right into it. Jon Jones is getting so much hate on Twitter right now. It is unbelievable. I don't think our Twitter is this the dude, I think our Twitter's popping off more than the Poirier thing.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Poirier, we had a longer extension. Like, it was 2 days of popping off. But for right now, for like by the second, like we're getting a fucking reply every 30 seconds.
No, Poirier was insane.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, by far. We had comments on comments on comments.
The Jon Jones hate, I don't get it. What this originally was talking about, what originally started this argument was that I said Jon Jones will beat anybody.
Yeah.
Right? And there was people coming at me and saying Jon Jones, right immediately, people were saying like Jon Jones can't beat anyone in heavyweight. And so that got turned into Jon Jones can't box anybody in the heavyweight division. So that's kind of where we are now. It's Jon Jones can't box. What do you think about that?
I think people have forgotten who Jon Jones actually is, dude. Like, what's a boxer? A boxer is someone who stands and boxes, but Jon Jones, he's the best at beating boxers. I think that's what makes him a great boxer, no?
Well, to be devil's advocate here, he doesn't have a lot of wins against boxers. That's like kind of true.
Doesn't have.
Dominic Reyes and Gustafsson are the only two like boxers that he's beaten, right? And the Reyes fight was close. To give the devil his due, the Reyes fight was close. I would argue that Jon Jones outboxed him rounds 3 through 5.
Cormier's knocked people out though.
But Cormier's a wrestler. Cormier's a wrestler. But so if you want to go ahead and say that Jon Jones can't box people, that's one argument to be made.
Yeah.
He's not like, if you were just put him in a straight up boxing match against someone his size and his reach, okay, yeah, it would be a close fight. But besides that, like he's the best striker, he's the best fighter, he's one of the best wrestlers in UFC history. I don't know how you can't say he's one of the best strikers ever. So maybe that's where it needs to get separated. He's not maybe the best boxer ever, but he's probably the best striker ever.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't see the difference. And you know, when you're the best guy at beating people, it don't matter what they really do. I think he's the best at defense and the best at changing his strategy during the fight. I think his fighting IQ is off the fucking chart. Like, if you give him 3 rounds, he's going to figure out his opponent. And in that 4th and 5th round, he's going to fucking win.
And have you ever seen the
time and time again? It's happened.
Have you ever seen
the most out of any other guy?
He had a Joe Rogan Experience podcast, which has since been deleted off YouTube. By the way, I don't know if you noticed that, but I tried to go back and watch the podcast. It's not on YouTube anymore.
Yeah, it's on Spotify.
Oh, okay. So I'll go back and listen to it. But yeah, Jon Jones talks, like, he has this 10-second clip, and I listened to it, and I'm like, oh my fucking God. He talks about, like, yeah, I know everything the guy's going to do before I get in there. I know which way he's going to lead with his head when he goes for a takedown, which side he's going to go to takedown. When they go to the clinch, what side do they go to the clinch? They go to body shots, they go to head shots. I know when he throws a left hook, if he wants to go to a jab or do an uppercut. I know when he wants to throw body strikes. He goes on and on and on because he watches so much tape.
He is obsessed. Like, people like him are great at what they do because look at Tom Brady, look at Floyd Mayweather, look at LeBron James, Michael Jordan, all the greats. Like, you're talking 1%. That is bullshit.
Sergey Pavlovich kills him in under 2 minutes.
Jon Jones puts him in a clinch, dude. Even if Jon Jones is against the fence, he's putting him in a clinch. And
I think the Pavlovich debate is very similar to the Ngannou debate.
It's a very biased take. I want because of
it's recency bias. It's 100% recency bias. Recency bias on Twitter is always there, though.
Dude,
you just got to sift through that. You know, you got to see that throw it to the side.
Dude,
you got to keep looking in the pocket. You got to dodge that jab. Sergey Pavlovich, get that shit out of the way.
Dude, he is.
People said Curtis Blades would outbox Jon Jones. I giggled, like audibly giggled. I was literally like, Curtis Blades can outbox Jon Jones.
Curtis Blades. See,
That's like saying Aljamain Sterling would outbox Conor
how
McGregor.
does he outbox Jon Jones when Jon Jones has like such a significant reach advantage against him?
I don't think his reach advantage is that significant. That's one thing you got to think about. Now that he's up at heavyweight, the reach advantage has definitely diminished a bit. He still has it. He still has the reach advantage over everybody.
Yeah. Curtis Blades, look it up. What's Curtis Blades? And Jon Jones 89, right?
85.
85.
So Francis Ngannou has an 83-inch reach. 2-inch reach advantage for Jon Jones.
That's crazy.
Blades reach advantage is 80. So 5-inch reach for Jon Jones. We're talking about a 5-inch reach. Like, that's pretty close for Jon Jones. It's still a fucking 5-inch reach advantage, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Pavlovich is 84-inch reach. What is Gustafsson? Because that was the closest we've ever seen as far as reach. Gustafsson is a 79-inch reach. And you're going from that to now 83-inch reach in Ngannou.
Yeah, I don't care, dude.
And when you talk about Jon Jones, you cannot. This is MMA, people. This is mixed martial arts. This is not boxing. You go into a fight against Jon Jones, and you are Ngannou or you're Pavlovich, and you're swinging the fuck away. You're getting put on the ground. It's that simple. It's that simple. We're not talking about the best boxer. We're not talking about the best wrestler. We're not talking about the best cardio guy. We're talking about all of that in one. No matter what you do against Jon Jones, he will take advantage of your weakness.
He's the best. He's the best at fighting, dude. Mm-hmm. In all accounts.
People want to talk about Dominic Reyes and Gustafsson outboxed him. Jon Jones was rocked twice in his career. Never been knocked down. Never really even close to getting knocked down. He was rocked against Machida early in his career, and he got rocked against Gustafsson at one point.
Yeah.
And he trained for 3 weeks against Gustafsson. People we realized that late because I forgot. I was like, who the fuck is Gus? Like, I don't know who they're talking about.
Yeah, Gus. Yeah.
The Gustafsson fight the first time was the closest fight. That or the Reyes fight was the closest fight Jon Jones ever had.
Yeah.
And Jon Jones trained for like 2 weeks for the Gustafsson fight. When he had a real training camp, the second time they fought, he knocked him out in the second round. And people want to say he outboxed Jon.
Dude,
I don't get it, man.
Yeah. I don't get it either. This guy says Jon's offense was almost entirely kicks in the first, along with his occasional elbow, while Gus was boxing him up. Jon KO'd him in the second fight with ground and pound means absolutely nothing in regards to Jon's shit hands.
Yeah, you're right. It means he's going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't need the box, dude. He's going to fucking win. See, are you a great boxer if you beat a lot of boxers? Or if you're just, like, better... I don't know. Like, look at... Like, I don't know who can... The only person that can beat Jon is Ngannou. I truly think that. I truly think that.
The only way to beat...
Because of the one-punch knockout, it's got to be a one-punch sleeper.
See, I don't even know. Yeah, obviously, with a guy like Ngannou or Pavlovich, I think they can knock him out. I think they can put him to the ground and knock him out. But we saw it with Reyes, and we saw it with Santos, guys that are very equipped and go and can have all-around bases. They're very good against Jon Jones, too. Like, Ciryl Gane has a good chance, in my opinion. I think Stipe does, too, but I think Stipe gets slept by Jon, especially at fucking...
Does Derek Lewis have a good chance to beat Jon Jones?
No. Yeah, okay, maybe. Yeah, because he could do the same thing. But I think Derek Lewis is 40 now, and I think Derek Lewis's wrestling is worse than Pavlovich or Ngannou. Derek Lewis is a big boy with not a lot of conditioning. We saw what Ciryl Gane...
Derek Lewis could beat Jon Jones.
We saw what Ciryl Gane... Well, you look at these heavyweights, they could beat anybody on any given day because they just have the knockout power.
I do not think Derek Lewis does beat him.
The thing about this...
The analogy that this person's using is that he could beat him. This guy's basically saying Derek Lewis could beat Jon Jones. That's how I kind of look at it with the Francis Ngannou fight. I'm like, yeah, like Francis could beat him if he knocks him out, but it's the same thing with Derek Lewis. So,
well, Francis is a lot better all around than Derek Lewis. Francis has wrestling ability.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It doesn't matter though because Jon Jones is much better at wrestling.
Right. But that's the difference to me between Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou.
No, I know that's the difference, but I'm saying to beat Jon Jones it's the same fucking thing. The difference is that Derek Lewis is plus 700 and Francis Ngannou is minus 200. That's the fucking difference.
Jon
That's
Jones is going to be plus money for this fight against Francis Ngannou.
No, this is a great tweet because
Can't
it's a
believe
tweet
it.
because it's the most traction that is not like a reply. You know what I mean? That's what's sick about it. You know what I mean? Dude, we've been tweeting Jon Jones for a while. It's
for a
while now. So it's okay. Now everybody's really tweeting about Bobby Green's gonna be.
Look, Jon Jones is trending.
Yeah.
That's funny. You see that?
Yeah, that's Dobby.
Dude, what a great fucking social media this is.
Web3.
Twitter is fucking great.
It's Web3.
Twitter is amazing. Oh man. Am I a Jon Jones dick rider?
No, I think you make some pretty great points.
I think that Jon Jones is just the fucking. Maybe I'm still living in 2016. Maybe I am. You know, this guy hasn't fought in 3 years. He's going to come back and fight the best of the best. Jon Jones is easily the best of all time, right? People are saying he's overrated, which I don't get. You want to talk about how his last 2 fights were close against Thiago Santos and Dominic Reyes, and look what happened to them over the last couple years. Yeah, that's a decent point, but at the time they were fucking amazing and they were knocking out everybody. Like Dominic Reyes and Thiago Santos were fucking lighting up every division, and the UFC gets better and better every year. Like, you want to talk about a really close fight?
I'm listening.
You know who I honestly think has the best shot of beating Jon Jones if they were to fight? Yuri Prochazka. I think a Yuri versus Jon fight.
I don't.
Is really close.
Not after what I just watched with him and Glover. Not after what I just watched with him and Glover. No.
Okay, that's fair. And we're talking about a guy who. Can we just talk about the fucking level of regression Dominic Reyes has had? Because that's what everybody's saying. Dominic Reyes almost beat Jon Jones, and that's like chink in his armor. You can't say Jon Jones is greatest when Dominic Reyes almost beat him. Like, I personally don't get this. He doesn't know like week 1 Jon Jones shit. I get offended at anybody saying that I don't know. I have watched more Jon Jones than anybody that's tweeting at me right now. By far. I've been watching Jon Jones since he beat Shogun, before he beat Shogun. And this was the debate people had with Rampage Jackson when Jones was fighting Rampage. All right. We're going to take a commercial break.
No, I'm listening. I'm just tweeting back at these people in the comments, dude, because they don't get it. They just really they don't get it. They don't get like what Jon Jones is actually capable of.
Right.
I think people have kind of forgotten. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with Brian Ortega. Like I honestly didn't think like this guy 2 years off, year and a half. I know it's double the time, 3 years. That's 3 years of being healthy, not taking damage, training every day, bulking up. 250 Jon Jones, 260. If he weighs in at 240, I'm gonna be nervous.
He won't though.
He won't.
Fucking won't.
No, but
I want to show you a picture that I was tweeting about today.
Yeah, but don't you think
that's the difference? That's the difference we're gonna see in Jon Jones. Okay, that's what he looked like when he fought. That's 222. That is like 2 days after the weigh-in.
He looks like his fucking brother, dude.
He looks like Chandler Jones, yeah. Exactly.
All right, look up a picture of Chandler Jones. I guarantee you he's doing the same workout as Chandler Jones. How much does Chandler Jones weigh? He's 32 years old. Are they twins?
No, they're not twins.
This is interesting. They even took Chandler Jones's pictures off. That's how much they're hiding.
Dude, he would spar with his bigger brother, Arthur Jones, who's a defensive tackle. Back in the day when he was a light heavyweight. Like, this guy's 300 pounds, and Jon Jones would spar with him all the time. You know? Growing up, he would fucking get in brawls with his brothers all the time, I'm sure. You know how...
They're big, bro.
You know how much of an alpha male you got to be to come into a house with Chandler Jones and Arthur Jones and whoop their asses every day?
They're big boys, bro.
They're big boys.
They're big boys.
So, Jon Jones has been doing this all his life. Here's my thing. And people are going to hate me for saying this, but if Francis Ngannou cannot outstrike or knock out Cyril Gane, he's not going to do it to Jon Jones. He's just not. It's not going to happen. And if you asked me this 2 weeks ago, I was even on the fence. I was like, listen, dude, Francis could fucking beat Jon. Like, he could fucking do it.
He could.
And a part of me still thinks that.
Yeah.
But
I'm not betting on Francis beating Jon. I'm not doing it. I really do think I look at it the same way I would with Derek Lewis. Because I don't think Francis can take Jon to the ground. Mm-hmm. And I think if he does take Jon,
Francis is not getting Jon to the ground.
If he does take Jon to the ground, Jon,
that is a fucking prop bet.
Yeah, I know.
Francis to take down Jon Jones plus 800 plus 1,000.
No, I know, because that.
Cormier couldn't even take Jon Jones down.
Yeah, that's why it's all about a name.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the name. Derek Lewis could knock Jon Jones out the same way Francis Ngannou could knock him out, except it's plus 200 versus Francis or minus 1,000 versus Derek.
The only thing I can say difference is that Francis's cardio is way better. Like, Francis's power is still going to be there in the 4th and 5th round. Derek Lewis won't be.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I would see different. And obviously, Francis has more power. I would say Francis is a better technical boxer. Mm-hmm. Like, he actually has boxing skills. Francis can't actually, like, box.
Yeah, and my point to you
Derek Lewis kind of can box, but has knockout power.
Yeah, my thing to you is who won in the decision, Derek Lewis, Francis Ngannou?
Derek
Lewis. And
that fight you can give an asterisk to, though. That fight, Francis said, like, you know, he gave a bunch of excuses, and he said he wasn't.
But guess what? How is Francis going to feel getting his ass beat going into the 4th round by Jon Jones?
Right.
Probably the same way he felt in that Derek Lewis fight.
Right.
I'm going to just go on a hunch.
Mm-hmm.
That is pure speculation.
You know what?
I am going to go ahead and say that.
Let me say this. The same people that think that Ngannou will beat Jones better be the same people that think Volkanovski can beat Makhachev. Because it's a very similar fight. It's very similar.
Yeah.
Except that Volkanovski's coming up and Jones is coming up. But, like, you have a striker versus a wrestler. And you have Volkanovski the striker, Makhachev the wrestler. So you must think that Volkanovski can outstrike or can knock out Makhachev. This man has never been knocked down. And people are like, if you're a boxer, I don't give a fuck if you're a wrestler in the UFC. If you're a jiu-jitsu artist and you've never been knocked down, you have elite boxing.
Yeah.
This guy, people talk about how he hasn't had a takedown in like 5 years, 4 or 5 years, which is accurate. And he's never been taken down or knocked down in the process, but people outbox him.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not buying it.
He did have takedowns against Dominic Reyes, too. He had 3 takedowns against Anthony Smith, who is a motherfucker of a wrestler.
Who's the last guy to take him down?
He's never been. I don't think he's ever been taken down. Oh, Gustafsson did. Gustafsson took him. Oh, Cormier took him down. Okay. Cormier took him down.
One time, Gustafsson one time.
So twice.
Who else?
That's it. He's been taken
in
down
his
twice.
whole career.
In his whole career, he's been taken down twice. Yeah.
Oh, you need to say that shit to somebody.
But then again, that's not the conversation we're having. Because the conversation started with Jon Jones will beat anybody. I'm on much stronger ground there.
He will beat anybody.
I'm on much stronger ground. I'm much more confident in that argument. Jon Jones will beat anybody. Then it got filtered into Jon Jones is a better boxer, in which now I'm less confident. I still agree with it. I think that Jon Jones is an amazing boxer.
I would feel so confident in that. You want to know why? Because he beats any boxer. And he beats any boxer.
Mm-hmm.
That makes you a great boxer. If you beat any boxer, that makes you a great boxer. I'm sorry.
I don't know if that's true. Like, is Khabib a better boxer than Conor?
You got a good point. I mean, he did knock him down.
Right.
No, he didn't knock him down. That didn't count as a knockdown.
I think it should have, though.
Yeah, he did get a knock. He did clean.
Did that not count as a knockdown?
No.
Because Connor got like right back up?
No, he didn't knock him. He didn't fall. He stumbled backwards.
He went on a knee. I think he fell. Did he not fall? Did that really not count as a takedown? As a knockdown? I guess they don't even have that here.
No, he went.
Right. That's fine. That's fine. This is some interesting stats. Wow, look at the strike difference from fucking Khabib. Wow. Damn.
Yeah, man, it's so crazy. I mean, yeah, you do got a good point. It's just, I think he knows the best way to beat a boxer. What does this guy say?
He got a point. In regard to Jon Jones boxing, it was just a ludicrous statement. Not sure where you pulled that from. He would still watch your favorite fighter at boxing twice on Sundays, was my statement. That might be a little far. That could be taking it to an extreme.
Your favorite? No, it's not, because he beats every boxer, dude.
But this is saying at boxing. This isn't saying like he can.
Yeah, at boxing, you did fuck up on that.
Right, at boxing, that's an exaggeration. He beats most of your favorite fighters at boxing. He doesn't beat all your fighters at boxing.
No, but like what, 80%?
Like I think Cyril Gane versus Jon Jones at boxing. If Jones doesn't take him down.
Oh, Jon Jones. All day.
Close. It's close.
Oh no,
it's real close.
No, it's not close.
I think it is close.
It's not close. It's not close.
Here's the thing. Here's what I don't think people realize.
Francis Ngannou didn't even knock out Cyril Gane.
Here's what I don't think people realize.
Didn't even knock him out.
Francis's legs will be shot by round 2. Gone. Francis's legs will be fucking minced meat.
Why do you say that?
Because Jon Jones will beat the shit out of Francis's legs. Jon Jones will kick the shit out of Francis's legs.
I totally agree. And you want to know why he will do that?
You know what that's going to do?
Respond to that guy.
You know what that's going to do?
You want to know why he will? We're going to say the same fucking thing. It's going to make him less strong.
Right.
He's not going to be...
He's not going to be able to put as much power into his fists.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's fucking going to be It's going to be better than Brock Lesnar's pay-per-view. It's going to be better than some McGregor pay-per-views. It's not going to top McGregor Khabib. It will be top 10. Can guarantee you that. Well, what? Brock Lesnar's top 5, right?
Wait, I'm sorry. I was looking at analytics. I'm sorry.
Pay-per-view?
Brock Lesnar has 3 of the top 10, or 2 or 3 of the top 10 pay-per-views. Jones versus Ngannou
beats that.
Might sneak into the top 10. I don't know if it does, dude. Two reasons. Jon Jones doesn't sell pay-per-views. This is different. I think this will be his best selling.
This is different.
This is different. And 2, pay-per-views nowadays don't do that many sales because ESPN Plus subscription. Back when UFC was the only company selling pay-per-views and it was $50, people bought the shit out of them. Now that ESPN's doing it, now that we have fuckers on Instagram Live that are just broadcasting it and people can watch it that way, or Reddit streams, there's just not as many people buying it. That's the only reason I would say that. Unless it's fucking Conor. Yeah. If Conor fights Michael Chandler next year, that will be a top 10 selling pay-per-view.
Interesting.
Which I think is nuts.
Yeah, that is nuts.
He has some of the worst boxing and light heavyweight title history.
Then why has he won every fight? Then what? Just say that. Then why has he won every fight? I just don't understand what people. I'm right with you on this. I'm right. Usually, like, we're disagreeing, but it's nice to be. It's nice to be on your side.
Yeah, right. It's nice to actually agree on something.
Yeah,
bro.
You're probably thinking the same thing. So, what did that fucker say?
Sweet Jesus, John has a certain subset of MMA fans in a chokehold of mythic proportions. Wow, that is a sentence. That is a sentence right there.
All right, you need to put mythic in your response. Is it somehow mythical that he has fucking the most title defenses in UFC history, and he's the youngest? Like, oh, that's not. You didn't spell it right.
It has a dictionary.
I cannot type at a computer. It's so awkward. Kind of sucks if you want to get in the code. just don't think Jon Jones taking a long break off is bad. I mean, how can he?
I can see it being bad. I can see it being good.
I can see it being good. I can see it being better.
Oh
than
wait,
bad.
MMA Dumb Tweets just tweeted. Did we get shouted out? Yeah, that's a stupid tweet. Would be Triple G.
Yeah.
MMA Dumb Tweets about them. MMA Dumb Tweets.
Yeah, we're not.
Maturing is realizing Nick Diaz KOs Colby Covington. No.
Wow.
Just him pissing hot. I don't think that's a dumb tweet. I thought that was actually a very good take. Is Prochazka dropping his belt because he actually pissed hot in USADA and he didn't want it to come out? I thought that could have been a case. I thought that could be happening. Then we saw pictures of him after shoulder surgery, and you're like, okay, yeah, got it. You fell off. Even Connor could beat you if he makes weight. Huh. So MMA Dumb Tweets has been going off for 5 minutes, and we haven't been tweeted.
Huh?
MMA Dumb Tweets has had like a bunch of tweets over the last 10 minutes, and none of them have been us. So I guess we haven't had the dumbest. MMA Twitter dumbest tweet of the year tournament ends the group stage after today.
Really?
The MMA dumbest tweets had a fucking tournament to vote who had the dumbest tweets. That's awesome. That's a great idea.
Who was it?
The tournament hasn't started. The group
I thought he
stage has.
retweeted what we were just saying, but it was you retweeting him.
Yeah.
It's funny.
That's actually a really good idea, though. And when we do our superlatives, we're gonna do that. What's up, motherfucker? What's up? We're gonna take a commercial break so Steve can grab a chair and it not be completely bad for the voice. Check out our Twitter at @complete_MMA, where we've been going off about Jon Jones for like 45 minutes an hour. And make sure you guys tune in December 28th when we do our superlative show. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break. That set it off. Okay. Now this tweet happened at 4:00 today, 4:25. At about 6:00, pours just fucking a ridiculous amount of people just started tweeting at me, like how the fuck, like anybody in the heavyweight division can beat him. This guy's so washed. This guy's trash. Jon Jones is the most overrated fighter ever. So I started responding to them because no one's talking about my guy like that. Jon Jones is my favorite fighter, and all right, so you're on Twitter.
I am.
All of this.
It's just since 4:00?
Even more of that since 6:00, since the last hour.
Oh my God.
All of this. Still going. We're still going. This is likes, tweets, retweets, replies. All of this
It's popping
for the
off.
last hour.
Yeah.
Now, it's been centered around these two arguments. All right. The first argument, the argument that I will say they have a decent point at, is that Jon Jones is not an elite boxer. Because that was a point I made. And then people fucking came after me for it. He's not an elite boxer. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I still doesn't think that that's a huge dig at him, because I still think he's an overall good fighter and he's really good in the stand-up.
Right. And the second argument is just ludicrous to me, is that Jon Jones is not a great fighter anymore, and that he will get like people said that Curtis Blades will outstrike him. People said that he will just get pieced up by everybody. It just doesn't make sense to me. And the amount of fucking people that have come at me is ridiculous. None of them have particularly good boxing, but Shogun, Chuck, and Machida were better boxers. I'd say that Blachowicz and Yuri have smarter games, than Jon striking.
No freaking way. No way.
Okay, here's the thing, right? Shogun is the first name mentioned. Shogun got dropped and knocked out by Jon Jones Boxing to win the title when Jon Jones was just 23 years old. So that one's dumb.
Yep.
Chuck Liddell has been outboxed and knocked out by a lot of people. And that was in a time when UFC was just starting 15, 20 years ago. So the game has improved. Jon Jones is obviously better. Not going to ignore that. Not going to acknowledge that. Machida had a good striking game, but Machida was mostly kicks. So saying that Jon Jones's game was dictated by elbows and kicks, and then saying Machida was better, that's dumb. Blachowicz and Yuri. Okay.
I just responded to this.
Blachowicz has power. Blachowicz has power.
Does he have the quickness of Jon Jones, though?
He's crafty. He just showed that he has leg kicks, but he just drew with Magomed Ankalaev, who's like a stand-up striker. Like Ankalaev has a very similar game to Jon Jones, I think. Great wrestler who likes to stand. And then Yuri Prochazka got outboxed by Glover Teixeira, who's a 43-year-old jiu-jitsu fighter. I don't know. A lot of people, the hatred is just so fucking strong. And people are trying to make points. They're making passionate points, but they're not making good points. And that's the part that I think people need to realize. Like, if you're going to come at me with a passionate tweet, I love it. And I want to see it. And I hope you do. But make some good points, man. Like, you can't just say that Jon Jones is not a great boxer and say, like, he got outstruck by this guy and outstruck by that guy. You have to say that Jon Jones, this guy is not a good boxer because he lost to a guy while standing. You can't say that about Jon Jones ever.
No, you can't, because want to know why? He's the fucking best that's ever done it. He's the best that's ever done it. I don't see what people... I'm repeating myself at this time, but you're here, so I'm not really.
No.
You don't have to be the best boxer, but if you're beating all the boxers, all your competition that's presented to you, and you're beating them, I think that means you're the best. That pretty much means you're the best. You don't have to be the best boxer.
Have you guys both watched like a good amount of Jon Jones fights? Have you taken the time? Well, of course,
you're probably
nobody
like 20
has.
folders.
But like, have you guys taken the time to watch a Jon Jones fight?
Not really, no.
I watched the Reyes fight.
The Reyes fight
over, and I think I watched the fight with the Brazilian guy that
Santos.
Yes, Santos.
Yep. So the two most recent fights.
And that's pretty much it.
And those were his closest fights to date.
Yeah.
What did you think of those fights?
I thought they were awesome fights.
They were really interesting.
They were
fights.
very, very interesting, very, very close fights.
It's even better if you go into that knowing Jon Jones hasn't been beat, and he's like
undefeated.
Watching the fights, being like, this is the closest. Like Jon Jones might lose. It's even fucking crazier.
Yeah, I believe it.
But
he won those fights.
He won those fights.
So like,
and he did it standing.
Yeah.
He outstruck them
the whole time.
Dominic Reyes outstruck Jon Jones, which I think is an important distinction to make. Dominic Reyes had more strikes landed than Jon Jones. He also, his percentage was crazily lower. Dominic Reyes had 12 more shots on 44% accuracy. Jon Jones had 12 less shots on 62% accuracy. In a 5-round fight, 62% accuracy on significant strikes is nuts. Like Dominic Reyes for 44% is really good. 44% significant strike percentage is really good in a championship fight.
Just under half. So picture almost every 2 shots he threw, he was hitting one of them.
Right.
Almost.
And then Jon Jones is at 62%. Like,
and
what the fuck are you on? You're cracked.
And
And you got 2 takedowns. Not only that, but look at Reyes outstruck him really in the second round and the third round. Reyes got taken down in the third round as well, right? Mm-hmm. And he outstruck him in the first round. But rounds 1 and 2 were to Reyes. That's clear. And then look at the fourth and the fifth round. Not only did Jon get takedowns, but he also took Reyes into deep water. He outstruck him. I don't know about you guys. Austin said something the other day I don't necessarily agree with, that he said, I don't care how the fight ends. I care about the whole thing. I do put weight, especially championship fights, into the fourth and fifth round. Because, to me, if the fight was going to go 10 rounds, who's going to win? Is a thing that I think about. Who won the fifth round is more important to me than who won the first round.
I think Nate Diaz talks about it. Like the longer the fight goes on, the more of a warrior you
Right.
see, right? So
Right.
I totally agree.
Nate Diaz is a perfect example of that because that guy is fighting better in the 5th round than he did in the 1st round because the cardio is ridiculous. And Jon Jones beat Reyes and Santos standing. Thiago Santos was the most dangerous guy he ever fought. Thiago Santos was knocking people out left and right. Jon, I don't think even went for a takedown in that fight. He didn't get one, but he might have gone for 1 or 2. He was 0 for 1 for takedowns, and he outstruck the shit out of Santos. Santos had a 25% significant strike.
He's still in that 60%
And Jones had
range.
65%.
He's still in that 60% range. That's
This
nuts.
is something we can talk about to the guys that say he can't box. His last couple fights, 62% significant strikes, 65% significant strikes. Anthony Smith, 74% significant strikes.
So, all right. So
Gustafson, 57% significant strikes. Cormier, when he knocked him the fuck out, 57%. 57%.
Yeah,
is
but
still
he
his
waited
lowest.
back and waited for that leg kick, so that was a different mentality.
Jon Jones, 66%. Cormier, the first time, 51%. By far his lowest.
That's the lowest.
By far his lowest. He's
Yeah.
still over 50%. Glover Teixeira, 58%. And we're talking about fights that he dominates people.
Yeah.
Like,
We're talking about championship fights.
all right. Reyes fight, he won 3-2. Santos, he won 3-2. Smith was 5-0. Gustafson, he knocked him out. Cormier, he knocked him out. St. Preux was 4-1. Cormier, the first time, was 4-1. Teixeira was 5-0. Gustafson, the first time, was 3-2. So, like, we're talking about mostly 4-1s and 5-0s. Boxing. Like, okay. In 15 rounds of his last 3 fights, he has 5 takedowns. Right? He has a takedown every 3 rounds. And people are going to say he's not boxing. He's a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great wrestler that uses his wrestling to stay boxing.
Mm-hmm.
I have so much fucking pent up fucking... I'm angry. I'm angry. Twitter has gotten me angry today. They want to talk about Jon Jones like he's an okay boxer who's the time's past him and he can't even
taken
strike
3 years
anymore.
off. He's lost his fucking mojo.
Francis Ngannou's going to
He
sleep
don't know
him in
how
the
to
first
tie
round.
his shoes anymore. He fucking forgot his jacket at his fucking house. It's raining. No.
Cloudy day.
It's a fucking cloudy. No. This guy is the fucking sunshine in the fucking that the UFC needs. This is what he needs to do. He needs to come back and prove everybody that he still has it. He's taken this much time off. Come back and prove it. And that's definitely what's going to happen.
This one is the one that pissed me off. He's been washed since 2019. Blades, unironically, has better hands than Jones.
Oh, my God.
He spelled then wrong, by the way.
MMA striker.
He said
Curtis
that Curtis Blades has better hands than Jon Jones. So I said Blades' hands, fucking pillows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, he knocked out Chris Dawkins. Oh,
Yeah, I know.
oh, damn, you got me, bro. Naturally way stronger, bigger Ngannou when he couldn't do that to Reyes. How will Jon Jones wrestle Ngannou? How will Jon Jones wrestle Ngannou?
He's going to take him down. That is how he's going to wrestle him. How do you think he gets him down? Oh, you spelled wrestle wrong.
With the W, sure.
I just typed too fast. I'm just too mad. I'm just fucking keyboard warrior right now.
How will he wrestle Ngannou? Does he clinch him up? Does Ngannou miss like a punch and like gets off balance, and then Jon Jones just immediately takes his back and gets him down to the ground?
I think Jon Jones will take down. Will wrestle Ngannou whenever the fuck he feels like it.
Whenever the fuck he wants.
That's what I think.
Whenever he wants. And what's Ngannou gonna do? Nothing. You're gonna do fucking dick. You're gonna watch your life crumble. And if he doesn't finish you in the first round, he's probably not gonna take him down. Well,
People are
he
talking.
should try and take him down the first.
The first round is where it's interesting, right?
Does he feel him out?
Does Jon Jones feel him out?
He feels him out.
There's 2 ways to look at this. One, Jon Jones thinks to himself, okay, I want to see how this guy's striking patterns go. I want to see what he has game planned. I want to kind of fuck around and stick to the cage and try to see where his tendencies are.
Yeah. Manage
And
a
then-
distance,
right.
you know? Yeah.
And then I'm going to work my game plan out however I want.
Yeah.
2, Jon Jones could say, I'm taking this guy down immediately
Because I
tiring
fucking
him
want
out.
to.
and tiring him out so that in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round, when this guy wants to box, he's going to be flat-footed and he can't come at me. And then I'm going to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Or Ngannou sleeps him in the 1st round with a fucking wild-ass uppercut or some shit.
Or beginning
that
of the
makes me
second.
cry.
It's either the 1st round or beginning of the 2nd.
I think Ngannou either catches him early, or I think Jones just keeps it on the feet and he just stays out of range and he just touches him up the whole fight.
Right.
I think that's how it goes.
I think that if Cyril Gane can do it, Jon Jones can do it.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I
too,
mean?
bro. That's what I'm
Cyril Gane, I want to watch. I gotta watch this fight.
Yeah, we
back.
should do
I
that.
gotta
We
watch
should watch
Cyril
that.
Gane versus Ngannou.
After this.
I think we might be able to
right
do
now?
it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could probably do it right now. Is it on here somewhere?
I don't know if the whole fight is.
I really hope it is. I don't know why.
Probably
I
not.
don't know why it wouldn't be.
No. Oh,
This is the first, why does he look like this in the 1st round?
Looks like a zombie.
All right, here we go.
yeah, it is.
This is now, mind you, this is what people are going to say. This is Francis Ngannou with a torn ACL and MCL. Going into the fight, he already tore them. But look how Gane is just
think so?
sticking. Yeah, he did. Going
He
outside.
did say that publicly, I think.
Look at he did, and he's like doing all that shit.
This is exactly what Jon Jones will do, except he probably would have gotten the takedown.
How does he move that fast with all that shit torn? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That is.
That's what I want to
ridiculous.
know.
It is
like,
ridiculous.
That is what blows my mind. Like, that's when I have a hard time believing, but I do believe he is wearing some knee shit.
Right.
He
As soon as
probably
we saw
had,
that, we were like, "What the fuck is he doing?"
Yeah.
Like we're all about the socks lose, so the knee pads.
That's extra bad.
We were like, "Oh
That's extra
shit!"
bad.
We were like, "Oh shit! This guy's gonna get fucked." Did I just see Ngannou catch Gane there? Did he catch him?
Nah, Gane hit him with a
Yeah.
nasty leg kick.
Oh yeah, he missed. Okay. Yeah. What will
Dude,
Jones do?
Look at
Yeah.
Jones will beat the shit out of his legs, and he will not let
Look at
Ngannou
that.
hit him.
that is. This is Jon Jones' game plan.
And
right here.
people
Why
are-
is- look
I
at
think
him.
a lot of people are thinking that Jon Jones is going to be 220 going into this fight, saying that Ngannou's way stronger. Like, yeah, he's going to be stronger, but he's not. Okay, maybe he is a lot stronger because Ngannou's
No,
just a
he's
lot
not.
stronger than everybody.
He's
just
not a
stronger than
lot
everybody.
stronger. I
I
don't
don't
think.
think. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that much. of a
But Jones
strength
is
difference.
as strong as Blades at
He's
least.
as strong as Ngannou, dude.
I don't know about that. I don't think
Yeah.
he is. I don't
Yeah.
think he is. I don't think he's as strong as
If
Ngannou.
you can both lift each other up, you're equally strong. Like how much, you know?
Ooh, that was a crazy little up elbow. Did you see that?
Yeah, I think. I mean, this is the closest thing you're gonna get, dude.
I think
Right.
Gane could have gotten the belt here, but
But Gane wins the first 2 rounds striking. All right, so he's landing some shots here. He doesn't put him away. This wins the first, or Ngannou wins the first 2 rounds striking, and then Ngannou wins the last 3 rounds wrestling.
Yeah.
It's an important distinction to make. Francis Ngannou out wrestles Gane in the last 3 rounds. There is 0% chance that Francis Ngannou out wrestles Jon Jones at any point. Okay, maybe not 0% chance. 10% chance because Ngannou's strong.
All right, okay, go to the 3rd round. I want to see more wrestling.
I want to see him striking too because I want to see why Francis didn't knock him out. You know what I mean?
It's a long fight.
Let's see. While we're doing this, I'm going to look at the strike discrepancy for each round. Okay. Here's the first fight Gane ever lost. Let's look at that. Significant strikes per round. Francis and Ngannou landed less, more, less. This is a very slow fight.
this is very.
Jon Jones will put more of a pace
Way
on
higher
this.
pace.
Cyril Gane landed 70% of his strikes.
Jon Jones is going to have the same amount of output. if
Francis
not
Ngannou
higher.
had 4 of 5 takedowns for this fight. His most going into this fight was 1. He went 4 of 5 in this fight.
I'm not gonna do that again.
Does Francis got to go for a single takedown against Jon Jones? A single one.
He does, but he doesn't get it. He gets stuffed every time.
I think Jon Jones still has the advantage, even if he is on his back.
If Francis Ngannou taps out Jon Jones,
He'll be pissed.
can you imagine
I'll
that?
be pissed.
There's no way.
I think the highest odds, the best odds for method is Francis Ngannou knocking out Jon Jones. I think it's like plus 150. And then Jon Jones by decision is next at like plus 300. And Jon Jones by knockout is after that, plus 350. And then all the other ones, plus 500. Jon Jones by submission or knockout, which is more likely. He has more submission wins. He hasn't had a submission win in a long time, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but you have to take into the recency bias. Ngannou 4 or 5 takedowns.
All right. His last submission win was in 2012.
Yeah, I don't think he's subbing him.
He could, man. I really think he could. Can you imagine? I think he could rear naked choke Francis. I really fucking do. If Jon Jones can keep his quickness, Ngannou's just not gonna be able to touch him. Like he's not able to touch Gon.
No, he's not. He's not.
All right, so that was round one. That was Gon outstriking Ngannou.
I gotta use the restroom. So.
All right, we're just gonna kind of keep it going.
Keep it going.
Did you watch this fight at all, Steve?
I did. I don't really remember much of it though. I know that it was just a very boring fight.
It was pretty boring.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy in the fact that we thought Ngannou was gonna lose. You know, that was the craziest part. But people saying that Ngannou he has the highest recorded knockout. He has the highest recorded punch strength ever.
You know, yeah, I didn't know that. I heard about that.
Sports Science recorded it. It's the equivalent of a like 18-wheeler going 40 miles an hour. Stupid shit like that. And he didn't knock out Cyril Gane, who, in my opinion, is the closest thing to fucking it's not even close. I don't know who to resemble Jon Jones to in the division because he's a wrestler first who's a great striker. And Curtis Blades is a wrestler first, but he's not a great striker. He's an okay striker. Cyril Gane is a great distance striker who uses his length, like Jon Jones does, but Cyril Gane's not a great wrestler. And they're already talking about is Francis's conditioning fucked up. That was the big thing in this fight. Because Francis looked really tired off the grip. And he still goes 5 rounds. Like, not taking anything away from Francis in these times. Francis, in my opinion, is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
He is up there. There's no doubt about it. And he's dynamite.
Right.
Dynamite in the hands. He's fun to watch.
And he's gotten so much better as his career's progressed. He's become
a
a decent wrestler. After being the most devastating knockout artist of all time, to say you're also a decent wrestler, that's fucking saying something.
Yeah. You're elevating your game even still as being the champion.
Right. And he's not coasting. He's not saying, like, I'm going to knock everybody out. No, he's learning wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Which is impressive. And it's what's made him a champion. And he has a championship defense. You know? Look at Cyril Gane. Hands down, throwing leg kicks. It's exactly what Jones is going to do. Now, this is where I say that Ngannou hurting his legs before the fight might make a difference. Because he's not really able to extend himself and throw these power shots.
Yeah, but if John's really cutting up those legs chopping those legs, that takes a lot of power out of the hands.
I think we see a Jon Jones leg strike in the first 15 seconds of the fight.
Definitely. I think he's going to come out of the gate right away with that.
And Jon Jones' oblique kicks are some of the best we've ever seen. That's when he's standing like this, and he goes like that, and just hits the knee. That shit's tough.
It looks so devastating. I remember watching him do that. It's like that front leg kick that he has. Where he uses each foot and he just smashes the knee. It looks so painful, and it looks like it works so good. He's the only one who uses that so well.
I want to look at this real quick. I want to look at Francis Ngannou's opponent's reach. Cyril Gane is 81. Because people have been making a big deal about how Francis Ngannou's 83-inch reach. This is the longest reach Jones has ever faced. 2-inch reach advantage is almost nothing. But Cyril Gane has never faced anyone close to an 85-inch reach, I think.
Yeah.
He's always had the advantage. Cyril Gane's 81 inches. Miocic, I think, is less than that. I think it's like 79. Leg reach has one of the shortest legs in UFC heavyweight history. That's interesting.
Weird take right there.
Stipe's reach is 80 inches, and less. His Rosenstrike is 78. So
Smaller, huh?
So Jones's reach is 4 inches bigger than Cyril Gane, who in this fight was doing great at distance striking, getting in the pocket, landing a strike, getting out.
Yeah.
Jon Jones will be doing that better. For Francis to fight this fight on fucking 2 fucked up legs is really impressive, though. Like, we gotta give it to him.
He is a warrior. He's a beast. I mean, he's huge. Look at him out there.
He's so yoked.
It's fucking stupid.
Do you know this guy's life story?
About being in Africa.
As a kid, he was working in a salt mine in Cameroon. Like, he was just mining until he was like 18 or 22 or some shit like that. Got some power in them hands, boy. He has some power.
You know, the toughest was when he had those like threads, those little like cornrows or whatever he had. And he came out and dude.
Back when he couldn't even speak English. He was just going out there lighting the fuck up out of people. Look at Gane's not even worried about the strike. Hands are down.
Just bobbing and weaving, looking.
Just keep moving. Just keep moving. That's the thing Jon Jones is going to have to worry about, though. If he's gotten all this new weight, is that weight going to inhibit his cardio or his movement?
That's the only thing that I worry about with him, too.
Me too.
It's huge weight gain.
But it's not like he gained 30 pounds in a year.
Fair enough.
Gained 30 pounds in 3 years.
But, still.
You know, he's taken the time. Oh, wow, that was close. He took the time to acclimate his new weight.
Yeah.
So that's the part that I'm like, okay, maybe he's did it the right way. He gained 30 pounds in 3 months. He gained 30 pounds in a year and a half, and then took another year and a half to balance himself and get used.
So I agree with you, but I would feel better if he had a fight beforehand at the weight.
I know, I would too.
Just to see.
That's why so the March 4th pay-per-view, UFC 285, they said that it's going to be Jon Jones' return. And if Ngannou can't fight, they will put him up against Curtis Blades.
And that would be sweet.
I almost want to see the Curtis Blades fight first.
I know. I don't know. That's like bringing Conor McGregor back and putting him up against like Leon Edwards right away.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
for the championship belt when he's been away. And
But it's a little different because Jon Jones versus Conor, I would say, is different. Because Jon Jones lost 3, Conor lost 3 of his last 4 fights. Jon Jones hasn't lost a fight. It's 2010.
Yeah, that's true.
He's never lost.
Yeah.
He went out on the top of his game. Conor didn't.
No.
You know?
It's tough. It's so tough, man. So hard.
So this is probably 2-0 to Gane at this point. After 2 rounds, just striking, 0 takedowns attempted. This is probably Gane 2-0.
Ngannou's getting touched up.
And Ngannou's movement looks slow. He doesn't
Legs
look
are
like his
hurt.
cardio is great. His
Yeah.
legs are getting kind of hit. And Gane looks like he's coasting too. Gane looks like he's not trying to finish Ngannou. So that's something else to think about.
Yeah.
Like Jones, I think will go for finishes. I think Jones will try to put Ngannou out.
I think elbows are going to be a big thing.
If Jon Jones puts Ngannou out in the first round,
That'd be
the
crazy.
world will go ballistic.
The world will go ballistic, honestly, yeah.
The quicker, the better. I'm going to put money on Jon Jones round 1.
Yeah, are you really?
I think I will. I don't think it's going to happen because Jon Jones is typically a guy that likes to take the first round to figure his fighter out.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll put it round 2.
I think that's a good bet.
Oh, man. If Jon Jones gets slept, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I think I might have to go become an electrician or something. You know what I mean? I think I'm going to actually have to get a fucking job. Everything I know will be lie. The plague will hit. Locusts will devour. The sun will not rise. It will be not a good
The
day.
rivers will run red. with the
Right,
sun.
exactly. Look at this. Look at that.
Wow.
Now let's take a deeper look into this takedown because Gon throws a leg kick that gets caught. It's not like Ngannou shot for a single, picked him up and slammed him. He got caught and then dropped. This is a very, very big part of the fight, though, because this is when Ngannou started winning the fight.
I feel like he's limping a little bit. I feel like you can see him kind of limping. That was crazy.
That was crazy. He's favoring that left leg, even though he's leading with
Yeah,
it,
he is.
which is crazy.
Yep.
I'm going to pause this here because I think Garv is going to be coming down. You know what? Fuck it. We can watch the fight at the time. But yeah, this was like the holy shit moment of the fight. When we were like, all right, Ngannou can wrestle a little bit, but he's a striker. And then this happened, we're like, oh, he can actually wrestle now. Like, oh, he actually can wrestle.
Happened so quickly, too.
All right, yeah. He's about to be on his way down. And truthfully, we're at 4 minutes left in the third round. So this is 11 minutes of Cyril Gane winning the fight, just striking, right? So 11 minutes, and then Ngannou decided, okay, I'm going to start wrestling.
Even if she gets takedown and wrestling.
This was the holy shit moment of the fight, okay? Gane throws a head kick, gets caught, and slammed.
Yeah.
Will never happen again.
No, that's just inexperience on Cyril Gane's part.
Mhm.
Inexperience.
Here's what I will say. If Jon Jones is on bottom, he might not be able to get Francis up. That's a big boy on top of him. We can also say that Jon Jones will be at a weight disadvantage for this fight. A significant weight disadvantage. Ngannou will cut to 265. Jones will not cut to make 255. You know? So the day of the fight, Ngannou will be 280 and Jones will be 260.
Can you fucking imagine that? He's walking into the ring hydrated at 280 pounds.
Look at this. He goes to mount. This is Francis Ngannou. This is the striker going into mount. Now he has his back. It keeps the legs locked.
And he still didn't finish him, dude.
Right.
I mean, if he was good at submissions, he totally would have gotten it.
Francis Ngannou as a black belt in jiu-jitsu is a scary thought. It's a scary fucking thought. And his power isn't the same on the ground as it is standing.
Look at he got reversed.
Yep.
Easily reversed. After he just had his back, he got reversed. You know, yeah, it's impressive at what he did to get him there, but he couldn't keep him there.
Right.
And he got reversed.
He kept him there for a
And that was
minute.
against the fence.
He kept him there for a minute, and he had some good transitions. He did go to mount. Like, it's not like he did nothing on the ground. He did pretty good.
Look at
Gets another one. Gets a good trip.
Yeah, but during that was gone that trip. Francis.
Was it?
Oh,
No,
wait, no.
it was Francis. Good trip right there. And this is where God excels in keeping him in the clinch. Right?
The throw DC. Oh
It was.
my god.
It was a throw that just landed on a belly. It's not like he flipped him. We thought Ngannou was going to be gassed going into the third round.
Yeah.
And he actually turns it around and does even better.
People still respond.
Oh, God.
Why'd you like it? It's an awful thing.
Cut. Getting more traction. Our fucking keep more.
Wish you could do like a wrong, like you're wrong.
Dislike button.
Yeah, like,
You're wrong.
you're fucking wrong.
Thumbs down.
Look at that. Lands a strike and doesn't do anything. God is moving around with his hands down. And Francis is tired and his legs are fucked up. Again, his legs are fucked up from the fight from
Yeah,
before.
he's
the
just judo throwing, fucking wrestling on the ground, taking guns back. Yeah, his knees are
fight. He's for fucked up.
His
done.
knees were fucked up.
Ngannou is at 32% significant strike percentage right now.
His left leg, I feel like more than his right.
Ooh. That uppercut from Francis is what John has to worry about. When he's gliding, when he's going around the octagon, look at that, gets another takedown. Ooh. Ooh, that's a good Kimura attempt right there. But Ngannou's so strong, he just gets the fuck out of it. He's just like, nope.
No thanks.
Great half guard by Francis. And so this shows that Francis is not only a great striker, he's a decent wrestler. He's a decent wrestler, but he's a smart guy. He realized that wrestling's going to work and he started going to that game plan. That's a smart fucking guy.
He has a good fight IQ. He definitely.
All of this talking about Jon Jones would wipe Francis, it's taking nothing away from Francis. Francis is an amazing heavyweight.
All of this brings more clout to him. I feel like he has nothing to
Yeah,
lose.
exactly. It's nothing.
Right.
He literally has nothing to lose.
Sean has everything to lose.
Well, I mean, he does have the belt to lose. Like, you know, he does have something to lose.
He does, but I don't know. I feel like Jon Jones's reputation is just bigger than the belt now. Like,
it's like McGregor, right?
seriously, like, I don't know. I mean, he's one of the top 5 most talked about fighters, I feel like, in UFC, you know?
Jon Jones?
At least.
The biggest names in the sport right now are Conor McGregor, Sean O'Malley, Paddy Pimblett, Adesanya, Jon Jones. I think those are the first 5. And Jon Jones hasn't fought in 3 years. You can make an argument for Volkanovski, Makachev. They're not as talked about.
They're not going away for 3 years and still being talked about.
Right. Because, you know, this guy is this fucking guy. The other thing to think about is that Jon Jones is not training with his normal camp anymore. I think Jon Jones is running his own camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like he has this fucking new age, cutting edge camp. Like if he went and trained Trevor Whitman for a couple months before this fight, I'd feel a lot better too.
Yeah.
That's something else to think about.
So those are the two A's. Camp, and what was the other thing? Weight.
Yeah, wait. Like if he weighs in at 240, I'm gonna be a little nervous.
If he weighs in at 240, I will be nervous. I'm thinking he'll weigh in at like 253.
Yeah.
Like anything above 250, I'd be like, all right, that's what I think.
255. He's not cutting you.
If Jon Jones weighs in at like 262 and looks great doing it, I'll be like, holy shit. God damn.
That would be interesting.
I might put 2 racks on him.
If he gets on the scale and he's 260 and he looks good, then yeah, definitely.
There was
How
a
much
video
does
of
2,000
him
win?
For him,
for 180.
I think it's for $2,000 and like
It's 1,600.
Yeah.
So you're winning $3,600
plus your $2,000
plus.
back.
Yeah, I know. Plus 180.
No,
He's
wait.
not going to come in at plus
Wait,
180.
No way.
1,800. 1,800. Wait.
No,
yeah.
it's 60. It's 60. I'm
Plus
telling you.
180?
Yeah. Plus 180 at 2,000.
That's
It's
2,000.
3,600.
Well, plus 100
No,
is
it'd be
2,000 plus your money back, and then
No.
200 is 80%. So 80% of 2,000 is 1,600.
Well, I just know, like, if you put 1,000 down, like, plus 200, it would be double your money. So if you put 1,000, you get 2,000 back.
And
So if it's
you
plus
get
190,
Think about this. Think about this. If you put 2,000 down, it's 1,600. If you put 1,000 down on plus 1,800, on plus 180, what do you get? All right, now 2,000. What's 1,800 plus 1,800?
3,600. Yeah, no. I said it's 1,800, not 1,600.
No, I meant 1,600 plus your $2,000, like plus the 100. You're winning 3,600.
1,800 plus 1,800. Right. No.
But you put $2,000 up.
Yeah, but it's 1,600 plus 1,600, 3,200.
That's just how I'm working it in my head.
But
because I'm doing the plus 80.
No, but you'd still
first.
be wrong. You'd still be wrong because you're getting the $2,000 back, so it'd be 5,200. It would be
$5,600.
5,200. Yeah, but it's not 1,600 because it would be 5,200 instead of 5,600, right? No, I'm not retarded. That's what it is.
No, you're right. It's 5,600. Right.
Yeah, it'd be 1,800 a piece. $1,000 bucks.
1,800 a piece.
For every 1,000 you win
1,800. Yeah, not because plus 160 would be 60. No. 18. No. Yeah. Just making sure. Just making sure. Yeah. Want to know what I'm gonna win?
Want to know how I'm winning?
Yeah.
It's another takedown here. Jon tries to push him off and keeps on him.
Bent over.
Right. All right. So
This guy says
seen
Blades
all of these
absolutely outstrikes him.
who said
Absolutely outstrikes Jon Jones. This guy.
Oh. I'm just not even going to respond to
I
this
am.
anymore.
I will. I'll do it for you.
Still better technique than Jones. I'm my head is hurting. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I thought that I'd be able to talk about Jon Jones, but this onslaught of people that just don't like Jon Jones.
The amount of hate flooding in.
It's the only reason I can see people talk about this. They just don't like him.
That's what I think. That's what it really is. His personality hurts him more than anything.
Personality. People want to see him lose. It's like Floyd Mayweather. People bet against Floyd Mayweather because they want to see him lose. They want to see Jon Jones lose for the same exact reasons. The other thing is not seeing him fight in 3 years, and his fights. Well, his last fights being that he almost lost. Doesn't help to the cause either. So he's got a lot of factors going.
I get where people are
but it
coming
doesn't
from.
matter.
I get where people listen. If I just started watching UFC when a lot of these people did, which is during COVID, because during COVID the UFC was the only sport, and that's when the UFC has boomed since COVID.
We kind of started our podcast.
We did. We started our podcast. COVID. No, we started it after.
Did we?
I think so.
No, we started in like June. We started Khabib's. Oh wait. That wasn't fucking Abu Dhabi. Khabib's thing wasn't.
No, we started the podcast way before Khabib versus Gaethje.
Yes.
So when did I start in Fans Only? I think I started in Fans Only because I started MMA Complete. I originally called it UFC Complete, and then with copywriting, we had to change to MMA Complete.
Yeah.
But I started that like 2 months after I started with Fans Only. And I think I started with Fans Only in 2020. I'm pretty sure I did. And
you were the first one to start the podcast for the company, dude. That was kind of a
right. I was the first podcast for the company, and now we manage over like 12 podcasts. And we still have the most. You know that Fumble Rooski podcast that was gaining on us for episodes. They're barely doing it anymore. So we still.
Why?
I don't know. I don't think it was getting a lot of traction. Maybe.
No, people capitulate.
So
never capitulate. Keep grinding. You got to find new things. Find the next trending thing. How long did it take us to get this Jon Jones trending tweet out?
A long time.
Fucking a long time. If you're not putting in the work, put in the effort.
Oh, bro, the 49ers Seahawks game. I didn't put money on this. Again, I didn't put fucking money on it.
We can end it now. We've done an hour, and we can run to the casino. If we want it.
I don't even have cash.
Neither do I.
Yeah, no, I guess not. You know what? This is the one.
That's going over.
That's
so
going
now
over.
I'm rooting for the over. Oh, yeah, respond to this dude. This guy. Yeah.
Now I'm looking it up. Are they playing yet? Probably not.
No, they play at like 8:15. I think the start time is.
New Year's. That's not a New Year's resolution. That's like a fucking.
Yeah, I know, but it's just funny.
Yeah.
Oh man. As much as I don't want to, we're gonna have a Twitter space
later.
I don't want it tonight, but we really should because maybe I can't. Maybe I'll do another Jon Jones tweet. Hopefully we can keep this riding into tomorrow. And tomorrow at noon, I don't have to go back to the office again. I only had to go to the office one time this week, which is great.
Fuck the office.
And
This is the office.
Right. This is the studio.
This is
This is the
lab.
studio.
Yeah, but we could build a fucking office.
You know how everybody has names for their shit? Like
Exactly.
back in the day, Brett's was the pad. Dylan has the hub.
Yeah.
This is the studio.
Yeah, dude. Like we
That's
could
what
literally.
Dothed the name of this.
Yeah, the studio. Yeah. We're gonna come up with a better name. We could put like
Okay.
Alrighty then.
Shit.
what?
We're gonna come up with a better name. Anyway, we're gonna
We're gonna come up with a better name. The studio. Come on.
yeah, studio.
A little original.
Non-original.
That's very original. The studio. Where you guys do your pod? Oh, the studio. Yeah,
Yeah,
where's
that-
that? Where's that? Oh, it's in it. Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Alrighty.
Gordon Ryan's fighting tonight. Versus Nicky Rodriguez. Gordon Ryan's older than I thought. I thought Gordon Ryan was younger.
Gordon Ryan.
The jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah. 27.
He's 27. Wait a minute. Whoa. Is this Gordon Ryan? Or is this Gordon Ryan?
I think that's Gordon Ryan on
Gordon
the left.
Ryan's to the right.
this is
Okay.
Gordon Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay. If that's right, okay.
Or maybe he is on the left. Maybe
I think he
dyed
was
his
on the
hair.
left. I think
No, he dyed his hair. Yeah.
Yeah, he
He
dyed his
dyed
hair.
his hair white.
Yeah, that's
He
not
definitely
that's not
did.
gray. That's not like an old man gray. That's just him.
He's born in 95. He's 27. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Because looking at this, I'm like, is this guy 40? Do you think that makes people bet on the other guy? Do you think him dyeing his hair like that does?
What's his line?
What is Gordon Ryan's line? What is Gordon Ryan's record?
Minus 1,000. He's never lost.
Right. He's undefeated, right? Oh, he's 92, 5, and 3. Okay. Who defeated Gordon Ryan?
He's the best grappler of all time. There's no one
Mhm.
that has more accolades than him, and he's only 27.
Yeah.
He was the best ever at the age of 24.
Oh, this says 74 and 1. Oh, by submission. Never mind. By submission. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's been submitted once in, what did we just say?
75.
In 100 pro fights, right? 92, 5, and 3, 100.
It's been submitted one time.
Been submitted one time. And he has 74 submissions. Yeah, this is Gordon Ryan. This is that motherfucker for jiu-jitsu.
That is that.
Who, by the way, if he came into the UFC, would get
Well-
pieced. He'd get pieced the fuck up. That's
Probably
just
get
what
knocked-
happens
probably
when
get
you...
knocked the fuck out. Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of James Toney? You know who James Toney is, the boxer from back in the day? Heavyweight boxer, was a multiple-time heavyweight champion right after the Tyson era. So this is like 2007, 2006, something like that. And it was when the UFC was still small. You know who Randy Couture is? Heard of Randy Couture? He's a heavyweight, a two-time heavyweight and a light heavyweight champion. When Randy Couture was 41 years old, he went on an ESPN show with James Toney when they were having the big discussions of what's better, boxing or UFC, what's more impressive. It's the thing that Joe Rogan has done and absolutely fucked up multiple people. He's like, I don't even know how you can compete. Like, your sport is one aspect of my sport. Like, you get that, right? Like, boxing is one of the aspects we have, and we have 10 other aspects. So how the fuck could you possibly say that, like, you're better than my sport? So they had a similar one with this guy, Randy Couture, who was a heavyweight champion of UFC, and a boxer who's a WBC heavyweight champion, James Toney. James Toney said that I'll come to the UFC and I will beat the shit out of Couture. And he did it. And Couture tapped him out in a minute and a half. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? What are you guys thinking is going to happen here? That's what would happen. Jiu-jitsu is a little different because I think jiu-jitsu artists actually could take down a lot of boxers even if they're trying to stay the fuck away from them. You know, it's different from boxing. Because boxing, you're going to take it down easily. Jiu-jitsu artists, you would say, like, I'm just going to stand up against this guy and I'm going to outbox him. But jiu-jitsu artists actually could take him down. But that's what would happen to Gordon Ryan. Gordon Ryan would get outboxed the fuck out of.
Yeah.
Was this, like, not a sanctioned fight? Like, where is the Toney fight?
Do you think jiu-jitsu is useless on a street fight?
Oh, right here. Okay. 3 minutes into the fight. I'm sorry. It was 3 minutes into the fight. You got tapped. Do I think
jiu-jitsu is useless in a street fight? Do you think with like it's never gonna be a one-on-one fight, like they're always gonna have friends around them?
well
Or like, you know, you're gonna have friends too, but
so
you're gonna go for the
that's
takedown.
part of it. But I also think another aspect is like if I'm in a street fight, and take this for a grain of salt because I've been in one street fight ever when I was like 14 years old. You know what I mean? So take
Street
it with
fight.
what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, street fight in the basketball court of an apartment complex. If someone takes me down, I'm gonna like fucking gouge out their eyes or something. Like I'm gonna do something totally illegal in the UFC, but something
Yeah.
that like, what the fuck are you gonna do?
Yeah,
You know, I'm gonna find something on the ground and beat you over the head.
Yeah,
with it.
there's exactly, dude.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
gonna fucking.
fighting,
There's no
fighting.
rules.
Right. It's not like I'm gonna
There's
be
no rules.
integrity, honor-ridden UFC rules when a guy's no, fuck you.
There's no rules.
I'm gonna
dude.
win the fight, whatever I gotta do.
Yeah.
So-
Exactly.
So maybe, unless you're so high level that within 2 seconds of a fight starting, you have
You
the guy
just
in a
have him in the
chokehold.
armbar. You just have
Right,
him in the
exactly.
armbar,
So
2
like
seconds,
at
boom.
that point, sure, yeah. So I think that jiu-jitsu is less important in a street fight than boxing. Is what I would say.
Yeah.
Boxing's the same thing though, because if a guy steps to me, like kick him in the nuts. You know what I mean?
I think all police officers should be like a blue belt or something.
I think that
Because
would.
that would be.
I don't know if you could
fucking-
do that though, because then you would have a lot less police officers.
You'd have a lot more dedicated police officers.
Sure. If you want to say like through the police academy, they have to train jujitsu. I'd agree with that. You know what I mean? You have to at least.
What if it signed up more?
I don't
You
know.
ever thought of how would it could definitely sign up more if a lot of people already know it and you're like, oh, this is the credential. Be like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, but then just blue belts would be signing up for police.
Maybe they'd be paid more. I don't know. I
But
think
it goes
it's a good
through state
idea.
funding. I think it's a great idea. I think that if police,
You know,
did you see the video of the fucking police officer that literally like threw the guy onto the ground? And
No,
fucking
I'm just
handcuffed
saying
him?
like a fat one ain't fucking gonna fucking put me
Floyd
in a chokehold.
Gayweather replied.
Fair enough.
Is this why you asked me what Floyd Mayweather's name was? Because Floyd Gayweather liked to reply to your tweet?
No, I fucking.
That's weird.
Tweeted. It's just a bot, dude. It's just a bot. These bots be bopping everywhere, bro. You gotta watch out for them. You gotta spot them out.
You're a fucking idiot. Well, that's a stat. You're a fucking. Hold on.
Hang on, no, I want that reply back today.
Say 26 and 1.
Be like, you're.
Say 26 and 1 says different. Or 26 and Matt Hamill says
Is it
different.
26 and 1
It's
or
26
28 and 1?
It's 26 and 1. I need to get off Twitter for a good hour. I'm gonna watch this NFL game and I'm gonna chill. I didn't smoke for 2 days and I had a cigarette before this and I'm gonna have another cigarette after this because
No vape, huh? No more vape.
no more vape.
Ooh.
I should have.
Well, you tried to do that. Well, he did that to
So-
not smoke cigarettes, right?
And well, yeah, I did. But the thing about it is, it actually, because cigarettes are even more expensive now. Cigarettes are $13 a pack.
What?
You should just go buy another vape, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Because cigarettes, a $13 pack will last me 2 days, maybe 2.5, and that $20 vape
Last you a week and a half. 2
lasted me
weeks.
a
no,
week.
We're going
What's
to
a
get
joint,
you a
though?
vape, son. We're
Yeah, I
going
know,
to
but
get
we
you a
we
vape.
spend more money than him.
Oh, I know, but we can't compare. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
can't
know.
compare marijuana to nicotine.
No,
You really
but they
can't.
did just have an ounce for $135 at Northeast.
Did they
That's
say?
pretty good.
Yesterday, Tico texted me,
pretty
and
good.
I already bought an eighth that day, so I couldn't go and fucking get it because they have an ounce limit.
Really, you have an ounce
I'm
limit?
pretty sure that's what he told me.
No way. At recreational?
That's what he told me.
Maybe you can't buy like any more than 1 ounce of their discounted stuff.
We're gonna wrap up here. Thank you, everybody. You guys can
Yeah.
keep going. I'm sorry. I
No,
just wanted
you're
to wrap
good.
this up. We're gonna wrap it up here. Make sure you guys go give us a follow on our Twitter at @complete_MMA, where all of this fucking spawned today, where this shit just went off. Go tweet at us
Yeah.
about Jon
We didn't
Jones.
really talk. We'll
It's
talk
up
about
there.
the. We'll have a Twitter space and talk about the fight night or something.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we didn't talk about it at all.
We didn't talk about Jared Cannonier plus
That's what
100.
I wanted to talk about in this
Brian
podcast.
Battle,
Saeed Nurmagomedov.
Saeed Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, and Amir Albazi too. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Make sure you guys go follow our Twitter because we'll be doing Twitter Space tomorrow. We could probably do a couple Twitter spaces tomorrow.
Chris Nagano just tweeted.
Oh, did he? What did Francis say? Did he say he can outbox John? It's always a real pleasure listening to President Kagame's vision for Africa. This guy is worrying about Africa, and Jon Jones is worrying about him.
And we're talking about them both. So that'll wrap it up.
That's going to do it for us. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you next Wednesday and Thursday for the podcast, and every day at noon for the Twitter Spaces. That's @complete_MMA. Go also follow Fans Only Sports and their many socials. And under 43.5 tonight. Under 43.5 tonight.
Under.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We're out of here.